Hi, hello, and howdy. I'm Mushy, and you're you. Hello, you. And we're here at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting with a WiP'n'Chat. What? Hi, you guys. Yeah, we're going to be doing a WiP'n'Chat, which is where I have a work in progress. This one happens to be Savage by Rokari, and I'm going to chat with you guys while I work on my whip. You can do whatever you'd like. I don't know. I'd recommend pulling up a whip. There's not going to be anything super interesting on the screen that you're going to want or need to see. So this is kind of almost like a listen to podcasty type situation while you work. And hopefully you'll gain some knowledge, some entertainment of some kind, some perspective, have some company. And we'll chat while I work on this. And you do what you do. All right, so just to let you know, I will be working with, like I said, this is Savage by Rokari, and then Ephemera 3D Deep 6 Blood Red Ghost Tray. Ooh. These papers are Magic Crafts by Cindy on Etsy. I do have some Bees Crafty Corner papers that I am super jazzed to get on a canvas, but this goes with the theme for the event this month, the hearts, and have a heart eat a brain. And I started with these papers before I ordered the bees ones, and so I'm anxious to get my bees ones on a canvas, but I figure I'll just stick with these because this is what I've been using for this one. But you'll see the bees one soon, because guess what? I got papers of my own self. There are Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting branded cover release paper situations over on Bees Crafty Corner on Etsy. Definitely go check them out. Here, actually, I have some right here. No, well, I have these, but this is not Dark and Creepy. This one is, that's Sundown, the sewer monster. I do have them right here. I just I have a tough time with change, so since I started with these, I'm gonna stick with these till the end, but the next canvas you'll be seeing those. I have a plethora of pens. We've got like Patriotic Team, we've got Flower, we've got Liz from Zodiac Shadows, we got some Meowa pens, Meowa tips, 3D printed tips from Dynamite Diamond Shop, the whole nine, a bunch, just pens all over the place. And then we will be using Meowa, make your own wall art, alien putty, and various different formulas. So there's that. All right, and with that, let's dive in and talk about stuff and things, I guess. All right, so, and the most important, which I need to go get another one, but the most important tool of the trade, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. All right, so let me pick a symbol so I can get to just mindlessly plucking and talking at the same time. I'll at least try. I'm tired. I have not been well for actually the last couple months, but I had a drill. Oh, no, I didn't. There, I did. Okay, I had a runaway drill. I'm just tossing it in the container. Anyway, I have not been well for, I mean, if you want to get technical, it's been a while. It's been a long while. It's been a couple years, but most recently, I have not been well for the last couple months, and then super most recently, the last few days have just been really rough. So I apologize. Too late to apologize. Sorry. Okay, it's early in the morning. I am running on like very little sleep, so I might be a little goofy. I'm sorry. If you came here for like super professionalism today, that's not gonna be here. Sorry. No, I'm a little goofy today, so a little ornery. I'm a little fired up about some things that I may talk about. We'll see. But yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna chat. I guess I'm just gonna run my mouth. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. So I hope everyone is doing well today. And the reason I mentioned that I haven't been feeling well is because I am a little goofy. I'm running on fumes, you guys, fumes and caffeine. Not been resting well. At the same time, I've also been resting too much. You know what I mean? When you're kind of under the weather or whatever, and you find that you're sleeping a lot, like, I don't know, whole days away or half days away, and you still feel like you haven't gotten enough rest, like you didn't sleep at all. That's where we're at right now. That's the boat Mushy's in. And so I'm a little tired. I feel like I'm sleep deprived. I've been working at weird hours whenever I can keep my eyes open. I've been working because I need to get this canvas done. That is a personal need, not a need that anyone else is imposing on me. It's self-imposed need to get this canvas done before the end of the month, before the end of the event. I only have a couple days left. Good luck me, but I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying to make myself stay awake, because all I really want to do is sleep pretty much all the time. No, it's not a depression thing. Not a mental health thing in any way. It is a body thing. And that's about all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, everyone left me. They left me. They abandoned me. The whole household, except for one dog, abandoned me this morning before the tender. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing pens. Pretend you didn't see that, okay? Cool. The tender young time of 7 a.m. Oh my gosh. I don't know what they were thinking leaving me alone that early in the morning on fumes. I didn't even go to bed last night, really. I mean, I laid in my bed and I slept in my bed, but I don't call it going to bed because it was really just a nighttime nap. That's how much sleep I got. I got a nighttime nap worth. Couple hours. That was it. It was not like a full on going to bed, really snoring it out. You know what I mean? No. This was like I laid down. I just got comfortable. I'm gonna slightly doze off. Time to get up. Okay, great. Let's go. Yeah. So I might be all over the place. I might be more annoying than usual. I'm sorry. I mean, you don't have to stick around if you don't want to. That's up to you. That's up to you. But here we are, and no one is here to take my camera away. No one's here to be like, Mushy, you done fell out of the boat, girl. Turn that camera off. What are you doing? I'm unsupervised. So you're welcome. Or I'm sorry, yeah, whichever applies. But no, I have had a lot of reflection time over the last couple days with not feeling so hot, and some things and stuff in the, I don't know, do you call it the hobby world? I was gonna say professional world, but is there a such thing as a professional diamond painter? I really don't think so. And if so, what qualifies one as a professional diamond painter? Because I've been diamond painting for 5 years, about 5 years. I mean, if it's a time thing, then I guess I'm a professional diamond painter. I'm pretty sure in that time you can probably hear my stomach, and if you can, I'm sorry. It's because it's hungry and I haven't eaten. Because I'm not hungry. But anyway, if it's a number of canvases under your belt situation, I think in 5 years I probably hit that qualification too. Do I view myself as a professional diamond painter? Just because I have a channel and I've done it for a long time, and not the channel, the diamond painting, and I have like dozens and dozens of completions and stuff. Nope, sure don't. I do not view myself as a professional. Now, sometimes I'll put up a video and I'll be like a totally unprofessional, yada, yada, yada. And what I mean by that is me me not performing in a professional capacity, me not giving you a, you know, a professional behaving mushy. It is a lax behaving mushy. That's what I mean by, you know, when I put up a video that's like a totally professional or a totally unprofessional, it doesn't mean I'm a professional diamond painter. I'm saying to you, mushy's behavior is either professional or lacking in professional behavior. Yeah, I know you probably heard that. My hand was not stuck to any canvas. The glue goes over the edge about ½ inch or so. And so, yeah, we're going to hear that stick. Don't panic, y'all. I'm not sticking my hand to the canvas. If I don't feed my stomach something soon, I am afraid of what's going to happen. Like, we have progressed from, like, low rumbling to thunderstorm to, like, wildebeest mode over here. So I'm really sorry. I know my camera mic is sensitive and you're bound to hear some stuff, probably like dinosaurs fighting. No, I'm not in the Stone Age or whatever the heck era that was. No Jurassic Park over here. That is literally just my stomach. I'm really sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about some stuff, and before I do, because I don't know really what my mouth is gonna spit out. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. Uh-oh. Danger. Uh-oh. Who knows what's gonna come out of my mouth? Probably something regrettable. Never fails. However, I want to start out by saying, just in case, like if some things tumble out of my mouth that could be taken any kind of way. First of all, I am not a drama channel, you know, in terms of I do not strive to make content that's like, all right, let's sit down and spill the tea. Let me talk about the dirt. Let me talk about people. Let me talk about, you know, businesses specifically. Let me drag some people through the mud. That's not my jam. If that's your jam, there are some other channels, both diamond painting and not diamond painting, that can get you there. That can scratch that itch for you. That's not my intent, and that's not my jam. So sorry if that disappoints you. That's probably not the place for you. I actually endeavor to kind of not be that way. There's just no, in my opinion, it's really, we don't need that. We all went through high school once. We don't need to go through it again. There's no reason for the public display of BS-ery like that. So if I say something or I talk about something or a behavior, an attitude, or, you know, an experience, and you're like listening and you're thinking, oh my God, she's talking about me, I can tell you right now, I have no intention about speaking upon any one person. Like, I'm not like sitting here thinking I'm gonna talk about so and so, blah 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 blah. I have no intention of doing that. It is not my desire to do that. But if you think I'm talking about you, you know, so if you think I'm talking about you, I think at that point you need to pull out like a metaphorical mirror and really do some self-reflecting and analysis, because believe me or not, whatever, I don't, you know, I can only tell you what I can tell you, and you can take it or leave it. I'm not going to be talking with any specific person or anything like that in mind. So if you feel personally attacked by anything I happen to say and you think it's about you, that's a you problem. All right, so I got that kind of disclaimer out of the way. If I am going to talk about someone or something in particular, I will explicitly say, for instance, this, that, name, you know, but I'm not going to be trying to do that. That's not helpful for anyone or anything. So, but I wanted to tell you guys something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. A lot of things. Too many to fit in this one video, but I'm probably going to be all over the place too. So sorry about that. But a lot of things have been going through my head about, I don't know, diamond painting, YouTube channels, YouTube video creation, and some of the things that come along with all that. And I was thinking about how it all, for me, I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. Next month it'll be my channel's late next month. I think I started in a later, I'll have to go back and look, but I think my first video was like maybe, was it late October or late November? I think it was late November. Yeah, I don't remember. It was around, we're getting there. That's all I know. We're getting to the 1-year mark. And, you know, I was thinking back to when, before I even started the channel, when we were, Sundown, Leah and I were discussing the possibility. The whole channel was actually Sundown's idea. Yeah, that's right. You heard it, folks. It was actually Sundown's idea. He had never heard of diamond painting before, and never had seen, he had seen pictures. Before we packed up and moved here, I had sent pictures of some of the art that I had been doing over the years, and he was like, oh my gosh, you made those? And I was like, well, I mean, yes and no, but that's a whole different story. But yeah, essentially, yeah, I put the work in, and I put these together, and he's like, oh my gosh, that's really cool, that's beautiful, you know, what is that? And I'm like, diamond art, diamond painting, and told him about it and stuff, and he thought it was cool. But then it wasn't until like we got here and started unpacking and getting things out and up on the walls and stuff that he really got an in-person, healthy, up close, good look at diamond painting, and then saw me sitting down in the evenings kind of doing my jam here, diamond painting. And he was like, wow, that's like really cool. That's really cool. And like, he kind of was watching for a while and got some perspective, and then I don't know, something dawned on me. I guess I had been sitting around diamond painting one day, and he came home, and I'm like, oh, thank God, someone's here to talk to. And I've been sitting here in silence, just diamond painting, about to go bonkers, about to go bat poo poo crazy, you know. And that's just sitting here, you know. And I watch some crime show, true crime shows and stuff like that. That's my jam when I'm diamond painting. But you can only watch so much before you're just like, I don't know, start to get burnt out or want something different and whatever. And he was like, well, have you checked YouTube? See if there's any YouTube channel. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I'm sure there's YouTube channels for everything. Maybe there's diamond painting YouTube channels. What? It didn't even dawn on me. It didn't even dawn on me that somebody somewhere out there might maybe be making YouTube content on diamond painting. And so I grabbed the remote and flip on YouTube and search the term diamond painting, and oh my gosh, a whole world opened up. Oh wow. What? I didn't even know that like YouTube content on diamond painting even existed. What a loser. Never crossed my mind. And so then I saw a few channels, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, that's pretty cool. Maybe learning some perspectives, some tips and tricks. Like that's when I started learning there's more companies I can buy from than just this one premium, but really kind of treat my customers poorly kind of companies. Like, there's more than one place to get diamond paintings. What? And I'm like, you know, but it was something I had noticed while I was watching all these different YouTube creators and stuff was I'm seeing a lot of the same sort of thing, or exactly the same thing. I'm seeing unicorn farts, fairy dust, you know, puppy dogs and flowers and like little, that's so cute. Yay. That's so adorable and so colorful and yeah. You know what I mean? I probably just spit. I think I just spit when I went so I think I just did it again. If you see a little spit blob somewhere, yep, you're welcome. It went somewhere. If we find a place on my if we find a place on my canvas where the drills don't stick, we'll know where that little spit went. Oh my gosh. Who left me alone with a recording device this early in the morning? Anyway. So yeah, I was like, that's dandy, but man, I like horror and darker art. I'm tired of seeing the puppies and the kittens and the flowers and the fairies and the cutesy cutesy colorful little Disney and all that BS. I'm just like, I mean, this has been great and all, and hey, but I wonder if I can find a horror thing. And I believe it was around October, because I started searching up like horror diamond painting, scary diamond painting, and I started finding like most of it was like the cute little golden retriever puppy with a Santa hat on under the tree, or Santa eating a cookie, or a beautiful scenic snow landscape situation. And there was occasional oh no, that was Christmas when I started seeing that. But before that, it was the Halloween stuff. It was like the cute little puppies with the little trick-or-treat bag, or you know, a little gnome dressed in Halloween colors, all that crap. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, cool, you know, the stereotypical fall Halloween crap. But I did come across a few channels that I got excited about. And I was like, they were doing horror diamond paintings, you know. I would see, like, I don't know, a movie serial killer, a movie iconic killer, and I'm like, finally, somebody who's doing the kind of diamond painting I'm doing. Arr! And so I was like really excited, you guys. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to subscribe to you, and I'm going to subscribe to you, and I'm going to subscribe. I could watch you do horror diamond paintings all day while I'm doing horror diamond paintings all my day, and we can do horror diamond paintings together. Oh my gosh. But imagine my sadness when October came and went, and all the horror, I shouldn't say all the horror, because there wasn't really that much, but the few people that were doing like scarier, gorier, more iconic horror stuff, they went back, like that ended, October over, and then they started doing things like, you know, that did not interest me, whether it was back to the unicorn farts and fairy dust, or, you know, Disney or something like that. And I'm just like, oh, you were only doing this for October? That's unfortunate. That makes me sad. And I lost interest in, you know, watching. Some of them I stayed around for a while, because, like, on the hope, oh, maybe you'll do one unicorn fart and fairy dust and then go back to the really cool stuff. Nope. And I came to notice that, like, I couldn't find any channels that were exclusively dedicated to darker, creepier diamond painting. You know, some horror stuff. And I was like, am I alone? Am I the only one, like, on this planet that wants to do that? Am I weird? Am I broken? Am I the one? Am I the chosen one? Like, what is happening? And yeah, I spent so many hours just searching around, poking around. It was cool to see some people that had like how-tos, and I got some ideas, and I enjoy those kind of things. But like, there's only so many cute little puppies in a watering can, or freaking gnomes or butterflies or whatever that you can look at before you want to gouge your eyes out, at least if you're me. And no offense to any of you who like that art and want to do that art, or predominantly and only do that art. I'm not trying to bash you, you know, any more than you would be bashing me for doing, you know, all dark and creepy. It just wasn't my jam, and it wasn't holding my interest, regardless of the personality of the person sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I stuck around for the personality, but man, it wasn't really anything I was ever really looking up at my screen, you know, up at the screen to look at. And I started getting disheartened because I'm like, there's got to be more people out there like me, but I couldn't find any. Are they out there? I don't know. But I couldn't find them. And so I was talking to Sundown one day after work, and he was like, oh, you know, you found some YouTubers to watch. I'm like, yeah, I guess, kind of. And he was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, October's ending, and so are all their spooky stuff, and everybody's going back to, like, the cutesy, like, unicorn fart, fairy dust, puppy dog, flower, butterfly, Disney BS. And I'm bummed, man. I'm bummed, because that's not what I want to look at. Okay, so I said I wasn't going to get whiny. I got whiny. I'm sorry. There it was. Mushy got whiny. I'm sorry. But that's how I felt whiny. I felt, you know... Sorry, I'm cutting excess label off of here. And now I'm trying to make it stick to anything but my finger. But that's not working out too well for me. There we go. Got it. And he was like, you know, well, here, let me help you look. And so he was poking around with the little remote. And he was like, wow, there really isn't anything out there after the Halloween, is there? And I'm like, no. He was like, well, why couldn't you make a horror diamond painting channel? Either you can't be the only person who's into darker, creepier art, or maybe even these people that are doing some of this other stuff, maybe they don't know that there are canvases like this that they could do, and you know, you can make a channel and start showing people that there is darker art out there, and you know, expose people to that, and maybe they'll find their little love language and diamond, you know, like you. And I'm like, well, no. Well, no. Mushy is not a spotlight seeker. Mushy, which is funny because I went to law school to be a prosecutor, which you have to go to court and like argue in front of a whole courtroom and a jury, and in some cases, you know, it could get to that point and stuff like that. And so like I sort of went to school to be in the spotlight sometimes, but that's not why I went. I went to help make the world a better place, to help put bad guys where they belong, you know, help, you know, the criminal justice system function, do my part to in the criminal justice system. That's why I went to law school, to be a prosecutor or a family law guardian ad litem and represent children in cases where they needed independent representation. But regardless, it was not for the... I did not go to law school to be the center of attention or in a spotlight, even though I would be thrust into it in certain circumstances as part of the job. That was not the reason, right? Really don't... I'm kind of antisocial. Believe it or not, I have a hard time looking people in the eyes. I have always been that way. You dirty rat. Every time. I know I looked over this canvas. I know these check marks were not plainly visible when I did my final check to make sure I got them all. And then they magically appear. I'm telling you what happens with every symbol, and I'm starting to get mad. Anyway, so, but yeah, I'm not like a spotlight seeker or anything, so I'm like, Sundown, this isn't going to be for me. I am a little bit more introverted in that way. I think I guess I would define myself as like a introverted, an extrovert. I don't know, some combination thereof, because I can be extroverted. It's not like I shut down and can't function in a setting. I mean, I was a waitress or a server, if you will, through, at various restaurants throughout most of my young adult life. That is predominantly the most worked job before college and during college that I had. And to make money, you have to be personable to make money as a server. Your money is tips, and the people have to like you, and you have to talk to them, and you have to face to face look at them, and you know what I mean? Uh-oh. Sorry, I had to pause there. We had a barky little monster attack, and I had to sort of take a break. I don't know exactly where I was, but I think I was in the neighborhood of explaining that, I am capable of being extroverted and personable and whatnot when I have to be, when I need to be in the right situations, but that's not my comfort zone. My comfort zone is the dog not barking. There might be some boofs. I'm sorry. I don't know what her deal is, but I don't like it. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, my comfort zone is more, like, I'm not real comfortable and never have been, like, at parties and stuff like that. Even in my youth, I could hang out with a group of people and have fun, but, like, my jam is really at home, curled up in my lazy clothes, chilling without makeup and hair done, and, just kind of being on. I mean, I'm really great on my own, too, like, by myself. Don't really need people to interact with a whole lot, but I can, and I do, and I will. You know what I mean? I'm one of those. Like, I can be both. I can be either. I have parts of my personality that I can turn it on, and it's natural, but that's not my comfort place. And so I was like, sundown, no. No. I do not. Nobody's gonna subscribe to my channel. I'm boring, and like, I'm not gonna be like one of these professional type. Could you come off? Wee. The drill did not want to come off of my pute. Not booty, pute. Not that kind of pute either. You know what I mean. Putty. I'm saying putty. I'm just saying it funny. Anyway, did I not pick it up? No, I didn't. Now I don't. Now you don't want to get picked up? Come on, stop it. Thank you. I was like, no, sundown, nobody is gonna want to subscribe to my channel or anything like that. Like, what's the point then? That's kind of what YouTube is about, right? Kind of. He's like, no, he's like, I don't know. We talked about it. I mean, the reality is this. I have some medical conditions that, the most severe of which, the word terminal, is in my medical file. And I don't really like to talk about it, so I'm not going to really talk about it. And I don't want you to talk about it either. If you're thinking like, oh, I'm so sorry or whatever, well, thank you. And we've talked about it. They're discussed, done. But no, that word is in my medical file. And he's like, you only have X amount of time on this earth, however much that may be. And, you didn't get to do what you went to school for, which was be an attorney, because of your medical conditions and something that happened that took away your ability to perform those, those professional obligations. And so this could be your way of being a voice in the world and doing something, and you'll be doing something that you love at the same time. And does it really matter if anybody ever subscribes to you? I mean, the bottom line is that you will have a channel, you will make some content, hopefully you'll make some friends if you want to, but there will be, for me in my head, you know, it was kind of like, I will leave my mark. Like, once you make a video or take a picture or anything like that and put it out in the world, it's out there. You can't ever take it back. So, like, you're out there, right? And I'm like, well, at least when I'm gone, there'll be evidence that I was here, and maybe I will touch someone in some way. Not in a dirty way. Not like, come get in my van, I have candy kind of touch somebody. Come on, people. I can't be the only one that went there in my brain. I know what that sounded like, and I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, like, you know, maybe this could be the original way I wanted to make a difference in the world and impact people and life and society and whatever, was through law. But now that I can't do that, you know, this could be my opportunity. And you know, and the videos will be here. In worst case scenario, they'll be here after I'm gone, and my daughter can watch them and hear me and see me and remember, and, you know, my loved ones, and see me happy doing something I wanted to do, and all that stuff. Win, 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 win. So that is how Mushy came to make a channel. It was Sundown's idea. He convinced me. He did this to me. Gosh darn it, Sundown. And then we were talking about, I was like, man, it's going to be a lot. I don't think you realize how much work it's going to be, the type of person I am, and the type of, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. You know what I mean? I don't want to just throw up like a crappy quality home video friggin'. And I'm sorry. I'm really, 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 really sorry if I just described you and your channel, if you happen to have one, or, you know, if that describes you and you've been happy with it. I'm not trying to knock that. That is a valid form of content that people find enjoyable, and there's nothing wrong with that. I didn't mean to imply that. What I was saying is that's not right for me personally. Like, I view, from me, you know, for me, that is not the quality of content I want to put out. I am a perfectionist. I know that I am not perfect, and I will never be perfect. Nobody can be perfect. You know, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I want to put out the best that I'm capable of. Even if that means extra stress, work, effort, time, ripping my hair out, not going to bed till 4 a.m. Anyway, tangent. Going off the rails here. But I wouldn't be happy, and I told him this. I'm like, you don't think you understand. I can't. It's not going to be as simple for me as throwing up a camera, hitting record, getting, you know, to a stopping point, hitting stop, and hit the upload button and be done. I'm like, I am not going to be happy with that. For me, I'm going to want to rewatch it through, make sure there's no background noise or anything unnecessary. Or if I say, I would like to cut out at least a few of those, you know, things like that. I want to put out content. That's the type of person I'm going to be. If I'm going to do it, I want to do the best I have to give to the world, is what I want to put out there. It would be easier. Less time consuming, less stressful, if I could just not be that type of person. If I could just hit record, hit stop, hit upload, and be done, and just cut editing out altogether. Oh, life would be so, diamond painting life, I should say, would be so much more relaxing and happy and comfortable. But that's not me. That's not me. That's great for some people who that's for, or who can be okay with that, but my personality type cannot be okay with that. So I knew what he was suggesting. I knew it wasn't going to be just as simple as put the camera up, flick it on, turn it off. I was going to want more. I was going to want it to be the best that I was capable of giving. And that requires extra time and extra. But boy, let me tell you that while I realized that it was going to be a little extra work, I did not in my wildest dreams imagine how much extra work. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk mostly about with you guys. I just sort of, I don't know, went askew with a backstory for those who are new to the channel or maybe didn't see any videos that I talked about this stuff in prior, because I don't talk about it often. I try to keep things light and happy and, you know, goofy probably, but I don't talk about this kind of heavier stuff very often. And I can already tell you, judging from the timer on this video, that this is probably going to be a multi-part whip and chat type of thing. Like, this is going to continue on for the next several whip and chats because there's so much I want to say. But anyway, continuing on in this one. So I started the channel, and I really didn't expect that anyone, if any, you know, I thought if anything it would be Sundown and Leah, and maybe I could get my dad, which it took him almost the whole year before he even subscribed. He did not subscribe to me until he came to visit, and he handed me the phone and his phone, and he was like, I don't know how to subscribe to YouTube channels, you just do it for me. I was like, okay. I felt so dirty. Like, I felt like I was some kind of like weirdo cheaty pants or something, because I felt like I was subscribing to myself, even though it was my dad's phone and his account. Going to my own channel and hitting subscribe felt so gross. It felt so gross. Am I weird? Hey, other creators, if you're around, do you subscribe to your own channel? You know, like under, you know, because I do have a government name, you know, situation that when, you know, I want to go incognito, you know, I don't want to be mushy when I'm commenting or, you know, subscribing or whatever. I keep mushy and government me separate. And I do that when most of the time when I order as well. Less so lately, only because I have a P.O. box and I have to put my channel business, they count it a business name. So if I put my government name but I want it sent to my P.O. box, my P.O. box people will not accept it. The packages, I found that out the hard way, unless it's my business name. So lately I've been having to order under my channel name, which I hate to do. I like to order as a ninja, incognito, undercover, super sneaky sly ninja, because I don't want people to see that, oh, this is a channel, and try, you know, to take advantage of that, or to think that I expect anything above and beyond or extra or anything like that. But unfortunately, having the P.O. box, I don't know if it's all P.O. boxes are like that, or I've heard from other creators they've had the same situation to where they'll order something under their government name but want it sent to their P.O. box, their business P.O. box, and their P.O. box people are like, rejection, because that is not who this P.O. box is registered to. So turn it around, take it back. And I'm like, ooh, I found that out. Like I said, I found that out for myself the hard way. And had some packages got returned to sender because I I was like, send it to government name at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting at this P.O. box. And then I'm like, where is my package? And they were like, oh, it was returned to us because they said that you did not, that was not your address. Like, it was legally, that was another business's address. And I was like, was it Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting? And they were like, yeah, that's who that address they said was registered to, not you, government person. Not person, but government named person. And I was like, okay, well, hi. I'm Mushy from Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, and I was ordering. Sorry, you know, I was just trying to be slick about it. Really sorry. Just readdress it to Dark, you know, Mushy at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, and they'll take it. And so that's how I found that out. But in any event, yeah, I felt so dirty. I felt so dirty taking, you know, when my dad handed me his phone, and I took his phone, and he's like, just subscribe me, find your channel and subscribe me. I'm like, do you want the notifications on? He's like, no, I know how to reach you if I want to hear from you. And I went, whoa, okay, Dad. Thanks a lot, Dad. Sorry if you're watching, Dad. Love you. But no, I just out of curiosity. I mean, am I silly for feeling like I felt like such a dirty cheater creep? Like, I'm subscribing to my own channel, and I just increased my subscriber number by 1. I'm such a dirty person. And it wasn't even me. It was my dad. My dad wanted it, but anyway, I know am I silly? That's silly. Anyway. Well, now you know my secret, you guys. Whatever my subscriber number is, just deduct 1 from it. If that makes it, does that make it right? Does that make it better? Does that fix the score? Anyway. I guess deduct 2 because Sundown subscribed too. You know, is that considered cheating too? And he watches my videos. He's a moderator. Like, he had to subscribe to get access, like, for me to give him full access to the technical side of things. So that one was like not optional. That one was like a forced situation. So there. that was Tubus of Ubus's fault, not mine. Anyway, got derailed there. But yeah, I started the channel, but really didn't think it was gonna be anything. I wasn't going into it trying to. I didn't have goals like, ooh, let's see if we can get monetized. You know, let's make money. That's another video coming. We're going to talk about YouTube having a channel and the monetization myths. We're going to talk about like myths versus facts and stuff, because I think that's something that a lot of YouTubers don't talk about, and I think you should know about, and it is a matter of public record anyway, so there's no reason to like try to hide it, because if you really wanted to know, you could find stuff out about YouTube income, like channels is incomes, you know, it's out there, even mine. So normally it's taboo to like compare paychecks or talk about, you know, how much you get paid, you know, stuff like that, but this is public record, it's out there. So yeah, I don't see why we can't talk about it, and I think a lot of people need to know about it in general. But anyway, like I said, that's a whole other WiP'n'Chit. I said chit like chia pet. WiP'n'Chit chit like that. I don't care what the closed captions thinks I said. I'm telling you what I said. It's in the title of the video if you don't believe me. So anyway, yeah, so here we are, and I started a channel, but oh my gosh, the first couple videos I did, because of my personality type and what I wanted to do with my channel and the kind of videos I wanted to put out, the first few videos, if you go back and look at like my earliest videos, they're pretty rough, but that was me really trying hard to figure out editing software and how to create, and that was me giving you the best I could give you at the time. like that. I think, and I'm sure Sundown, if he watches this, will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I spent probably a good 12 or 13 hours for a 1 hour whip and chat video editing and stuff, trying to figure out how to do the functions and stuff like that, and make it as perfect as I was able to give to you guys, you know. Is it, like I said, is it actual perfection? No, but it was the closest, the best I could do for you, you know what I mean? So, but I didn't know, and I don't think he knew when he suggested, and I certainly didn't know when I finally caved, just how much work having a YouTube channel was going to be, how much time was going to be invested in it. And it doesn't, in all honesty, I've mentioned it a couple times now, it doesn't have to. It does not have to have the time investment that I invest in it. You don't have to spend as much time as I do. You don't have to edit. You don't have to make thumbnails. You don't have to do intros and outros. You don't have to try to do good lighting, good background. You could literally just turn the camera on and turn the camera off, like many people think it is as simple as doing so. And that's okay. You know, that if that's what's good for you, that's what's good for you. If that's what works for you, that's what works for you. But generally, people like to see content that's more polished, more put together, more effort put into it, and time put into it. And if you're not willing to put in the work, the time, the effort, your content will likely be viewed as subpar to someone else's who does put in the time and the effort. And that's not like the only factors that go in, like personality goes into it. Let's be real here. You take a look at like politicians, they got personality, charisma in spades. Like you have to have some kind of personality. You have to have some kind of relatability. You have to be a relatable, and not everyone is. Not everyone is. I'm sure I'm definitely not somebody's cup of tea. I know I'm not, you know, not everyone is perfect for everyone else, and that's something else you got to remember. Some people are attracted to one kind of personality, and others are attracted to other kinds of personalities, and you know, you got to realize that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea and stuff like that. But you do have to have some sort of personality. You have to have something to offer people. And there are some people that, you know, maybe aren't, you know, don't have the relatability that others do. I don't know where I fall. I don't think I'm relatable at all, but I mean, some of you guys I think are just being nice. I don't know why you're being so nice to me, but I'm just like, I'm amazed anytime I see, you know, oh, somebody's watched my video. I'm surprised. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you watched that. But you know, thank you, by the way, for spending some time with me. But anyway, in any event, you know, you don't want to be monotone and personality-less. You want to speak and enunciate clearly. I mean, just things, little things like that make the viewing experience or listening experience better for the people that you're trying to connect with, and that you want to come to your channel and enjoy your content. So you have to think about that kind of stuff too. You know, you can't just, at least in my perspective, in my experience, it's not as simple as just turning on the camera and recording what you're already doing, because there's more involved in that. There's the editing, there's the planning, there's the time, there's, you know, you gotta if you want to be more successful, you kind of have to be on a schedule or a pattern of releases, and for analytical purposes, for Tubus of Ubis analytics, that's a whole other video too. You know, and stuff like that. But it's a lot more work. There's analytics, there's personality, there's content subtype, like I said, you know, butterflies and unicorn farts and fairy dust and puppy dogs and pretty pink kittens, Kristen. No, I'm just giving you a hard time, Kristen. But there's that, you know, there's little pockets for everyone's interests. And then this one happens to be dark and creepy, horror, twisted, snarky, you know, type of canvases. And not everything is for everyone, but there's so much more that goes into it than just, I'm diamond painting. It doesn't look like it's that hard. Anyone can throw up a camera and turn, that's true. Anyone can throw up a camera and turn it on. But if you are looking for longevity or for company, for people to like meet people and hang out with people and find your people and stuff like that, you have to put in the work. And a lot of people don't think it should be work, or that you have to put in the work. I would argue that you do. And I would argue that a lot of people, like me in the beginning, don't realize how much we really put into this. For example, our whip parades, when we do an event, the way I have not found a more efficient, time efficient, effective way of doing a whip parade. Do I have to do them at all for events? Not at all. Nope. There's plenty of people who don't. There are people who do it in a different way. I've seen other creators who will hold an event and they'll just hold another device under the screen, and like say a tablet or a phone or something, and pull up someone, okay, and here's so-and-so's picture right here. See, look at that. That's so-and-so's project. Okay, hold on. And then they'll find the next one. And here's somebody else's right here. See that, everybody? And yeah, that saves time in terms of editing and whatnot. And that works for them, and they're happy with that, and that's fine. There's no wrong way. There's no right or wrong way in general. There is a right or wrong way for Mushy. Mushy would not be happy with that. That's why Mushy doesn't do it that way. I would not be happy with that. I am not happy with, with that. So I take the time to, I want to say your names, because that means a lot to some people. Some of you, it doesn't mean, anything. Doesn't say my name, don't say my name, I don't care. Who are, you're nothing special, I don't care. And to some people, it makes their entire day. You gotta think about that perspective. And for those that it does make their day, I want to make your day. So I take the time and effort to make those whip parades and get your art, try to keep track of like everyone's submissions and 40-50 people, and make sure I match the right picture to the right person and say their name and try my best to pronounce it right, because you spend your time here with me. That's the least I could do. Is present your hard work and show my appreciation for being a part of the community by giving you a little bit extra of my time and effort, for you as a thank you. That's the way I view like the whip parades and stuff. But let me tell you, okay, those little short videos, okay, I add extra content in the front end of them generally, but the whip parade alone, I think, is what, 3 minutes, maybe something like that. Would you believe me if I told you that the most efficient way that I've found so far to create a whip parade, so I'm like not trying to draw this out, I'm trying to get it done because it takes a long time, and but the quickest way that I found to do it, the way I would like to do it, and contain the elements that I would like it to contain, like the pictures of your of your projects and your whips, your completions thus far, and saying your name in the video out loud and all that good fun stuff. That 3.5 minutes takes me. The last one took me 5. Was it 5? About 5 hours. That 3 minutes alone though took me about I think about 3 hours. Just for just for the whip parade alone. And that's not counting. Let's not forget all the hours I spend throughout the week. And I'm not complaining. Please don't misunderstand this. I'm simply just telling you what effort and time goes into making this content. I'm choosing to make it. I want to make it. I ask you to submit it to me so that I can make it for you. I'm not complaining at all. I'm simply just putting the information out there because I have had a few instances that people get a little about some things, and it's like, do you not understand how much work I'm putting in for your benefit? And I'm only human and I sometimes make mistakes. I'm so sorry, but I'm doing the best I can, and it's not like it's a little 5-minute whip it together type of thing that I'm doing here. I'm actually like spending hours doing this. If you are a member of the Facebook group and you want to send me a message and you open the messenger, 90% of the time, what does it say on there? It says filming, do not disturb. Editing, do not disturb. Working, do not disturb. Working. And I am. But yeah, no, that 3 hours for just that 3 minutes, it's about an hour a minute. On the whip parade. Well, maybe not quite an hour a minute, maybe. And that's like if you partially includes like I double check the Facebook group and my emails and any other private messages and stuff that I get to make sure that I am got the right most updated information from each person, because I don't want to put a 3-week-old whip update if you have maybe posted one 5 minutes ago while I was editing and I missed it, so I double check and I do the best I can to be the most current, make sure I got everybody's names spelled right and make sure I pronounce them right. Make sure I say them clearly, so that everyone can hear who you are and see what you've done. And happy to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, Happy to do it, not complaining. I'm just explaining that you might see this 3-minute whip parade and think that it took about 3 minutes to put together. And in reality, it took me hours and hours. I love whip parade day, but I also kind of dread it because I know it's like, okay, block half this day off. The half of this day we're going to be working on an event update whip parade situation. And I have to film it, I have to edit it, I then have to insert all the pictures in, and then insert all the written names in, and then go voice over all the names and make sure that I want to do right by everyone. And so when it's a shop or a creator, I want to make sure that I get, for instance, sorry Rami, I'm going to pick on you, but I'm not like picking, it's an example. I don't mean to pick on you, but you're the first person that popped to mind of this situation. Rami from Diamond Painting with Coco here on YouTube, she'll submits her things in the Facebook group and on her Facebook page and whatever, and it shows up in that information in that way as Rami, but I happen to know, because I happen to know Rami, I happen to know that Rami is actually Diamond Painting with Coco. And so I'll receive the information. Here's Rami. That's her name. Here's her name, and here is her picture update. And when I put that in the whip parade, then I have to remind, you know, hopefully my memory triggers. It usually does, but sometimes like my brain takes a big fat dump and doesn't remember anything ever. But you know, I have to double check most names and be like, I'm pretty sure they have a channel. Eileen's another one. Eileen's information is the same way. When she submits a picture, it comes in as Eileen. And Jack, same thing. You know, here's name is Jack. Here's the image, you know, that they submit in and stuff like that. But I have to trigger my memory or check my list and be like, okay, Eileen, yes, that's Diamond-Crafts-by-Ilene. Or Jack. Jack is, okay, that's diamond painting with Jack. Rami, she does have a YouTube channel. It's right here, yes, and that's diamond painting with Coco. And then, you know, here's Mara. I knew Mara before she started her channel, and so I know her as Mara. But, you know, she has a YouTube channel with a different name. And so I have to remember that. Renee is another one. Like the information comes in under Renee, but then I have to, you know, check my list, and I know Renee, that triggers something in my brain. I know she has a channel. I know this, but my brain doesn't like to hold information anymore because of medical stuff. And so I'm like, Renee. There it is. Nene. Okay. You know, so it takes extra time, and I'm happy to do it, willing to do it. But I think my point in all of this, and this was just an example. This was just like an example, but there are other things to having a channel. Like when you start getting PR, you need to take notes. If you don't, and you don't need to, well, good on you. But if you don't, and you know, start taking notes. When you start getting PR, start taking notes. What day did they contact you? What day did it get sent? What day did it arrive? What day did you make the video? And then you're going to go and, okay, well, how much was this item? So you can tell people this is the cost of the item. Here's the link. Write down the links to the items. Write down the name of the store and stuff like that. You might want to start considering taking inventory. There's those kind of things I never thought about when I started a channel. I need to inventory my canvases. I now have so many, and I bring so many into the house, and I receive so many that I need to keep track of them somehow. So, you know, I need to inventory them and write down all their vital information so that once I get them out and kit them up, I can tell you guys, oh, this has 40 colors and is a 60 by 85, and it cost, you know, $65 from this website. You know what I mean? It has these special drills. You know, you got to write that stuff down and keep notes of that, so you can disseminate the information. People come to us in large part for information, and what information might be important to you, you know, might not be important to somebody else, but what's not important to you might be really important to someone. So you kind of got to cover all the bases, you know. That's the way I see it anyway. And you know, because you might accidentally think something's not important to you, but it might be the whole reason that person came to your channel, just to find out this one piece of information. What size was it? How much did it cost? Where did it come from? And if you're not telling them, then they're not going to come back, because they're going to be like, well, I can't watch that. They're not going to tell me what I need to know, you know? So I just try to tell everybody all of the information. But to do that, I have to inventory. And then, like, when I want to, okay, here come horror crushes. What Michael Myers paintings do I have? I need a way to search that quickly without leafing through a couple hundred diamond paintings to try to find the Michaels, and then getting those out and comparing them. Which ones do I want to do? Which ones do I have time to do? Where did I get this from? How much was it? You know, you need to know all that stuff. And I don't think people realize, okay, well, gosh, they're over there taking inventory. They're over there editing. They're over there, you know, collecting information for, especially during events and stuff. And it's so time consuming. This channel that's basically the end result point here. The end result point is basically, I don't know how many of you know this, but a lot of us, not all of us creators, some people are gifted enough to be able to create content and be successful at it without having to ever edit a video or anything in their environment or anything like that. And to you, I say, I say so many things. Primarily, I'm jealous. You know, I'm jealous. Good for you. I'm jealous of you. A little bit bitter. I'm a little bitter that you can just pop the camera on, pop the camera off, and have successful content. I'm not one of those people. I cannot do that. I cannot do that, and you can, and I'm jealous, and good for you, and you know, bitter jealousy here. My eyes just turned from brown to green. But a large portion of us, I think, from what I've seen and gathered from conversation and from watching channels, some of the more successful channels or more popular channels, most watched channels, most appreciated channels are those that do edit and have a setup, like a workspace that's set up and looks nice, visually appealing, has a person behind it that has some aesthetically pleasing features somewhere in the background or on their person, you know, or their workspace is aesthetically pleasing, you know, all these little elements and things that go into it that require time and also money investment. I mean, starting a channel, there's a money investment aspect. You got to invest in canvases and supplies and materials. It's not just a time thing. It can be a money investment thing too. And I know that we spent money on getting an appropriate crafting table that I would be comfortable at, a comfortable chair because I spent so much time in it, and canvases to show you guys and then work on, accessories, putties, pens, papers, 3D printed stuff, trays. It's more than what you might imagine, you guys. Some of you and some of you other creators, you already know. You know what I'm saying. You know, some of it for some of you is true, and some of it for some of you is not true. Some of you did not have to spend any extra money and invest in certain materials, supplies, you know, or anything, backgrounds or anything like that. Some of you are in the boat with me and did need to invest, like, I guess, put some initial capital investment into this endeavor, you know, depending on who you are and what kind of content you're happy with and what kind of channel you wanted and envisioned and where your comfort zone is and all that good stuff. So, Mushy, what was the point in all this? I guess it was just kind of an information, like, in case you didn't know, or a perspective thing, like, give you guys a peek behind the curtain of generally, you know, what, at least for me, for this content creator, some of the things that went into starting the channel, and what some of my perspective is and what I wanted and what I'm trying to do with my channel and content. If you're curious, just something to, you know, and to kind of introduce myself and tell people who may not have already known, who are newer to the channel, what it's like over behind the camera a little bit, or at least to start, you know, start the channel. So many people take it for granted and think it's no big deal. It's not any extra work. It's not effort. It looks so easy. And for a lot of us, it isn't. It isn't as easy as we make it look for you guys. And it isn't as inexpensive as you might think it is. It's not as, you know, just it's not as simple as throwing the camera on and going. For some of us, for most of us, for some it is. For some it is, and like I said it one more time, I'll say it again. Jealousy, bitterness. Kudos to you, and bless your heart, because I do not have the talent to pull that off, and you know, good on you. And yeah, I'm a little, like I said, bitter. I'm a little bitter and butthurt that, you know, you're able to do that and pull it off with any amount of success. I am not. And you know, it is what it is. That's life. Life ain't fair. Right? Okay, get over it, mushy. Okay. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of things. So if you're someone who has recently started or is thinking about starting a channel, or maybe you've had one for a little while, and you're like, what's going on? Why isn't my channel growing? I want it to grow. If you're somebody who even wants your channel to grow, I mean, not everybody does, and you're wondering, like, what is, start at the basics. Start there. Do you edit? Do you polish the content that you put out? Statistically, analytics tells us that statistically, people like to view things that are a little bit more put together and polished, you know, that don't have a lot of background distraction or noise, that have aesthetically pleasing things within the video, you know, and clear video quality, clear sound. People like creators that are a little more enigmatic and personable, a little more extroverted. You know, there's a lot to it, you know. Invest in canvases that people want to see. Not everybody, people can go to 90% of the diamond painting channels on YouTube and find unicorn farts and fairy dust. Find a niche where you do something different than anyone else. I just happened to fall, you know, mine just kind of fell into my lap. I was already doing dark and creepy diamond art and couldn't find anyone else that was doing it. So I made a change. Just, you know, it was a niche that didn't have much, you know, much content in it. So find your niche. What do you really like? I guess if it's unicorn farts and fairy dust, I feel bad for you, because there's about 1,000,001 of those channels, and it's going to be harder than anything to stick out when there's dozens and hundreds and thousands of other creators doing the exact same thing you are. It's going to be harder for you to stick out. That just means that you're going to have to work harder, or you're going to have to just accept the fact that your channel will either grow very slowly or not at all. Not that I'm a channel expert. I'm just saying just general things that I've noticed that may help. You know, if you don't want to spend the effort and the time to put into your content that you're putting out, basically it's the same thing as with anything else in life. You're going to get back from it the effort you put into it. Does that make sense? Like, the more work and effort you put into your channel, the more you'll get out of it. The more of what you want, you'll get out of it. The less effort you put in, the less return you will get. That's just how life works. It's just how anything in life. Nothing is free, and you know, to be successful, you have to work. There are those rare people, you know, that get struck by life's good fortune lightning, that are born and everything just falls into their lap with no effort or anything whatsoever. And if you're one of those people, well, I hope you know how lucky you are. But for the, you know, other 99.9% of us, it is life is what it is. It's you get back what you put into it. So yeah, I mean, I get asked a lot about, like, just general, if I have any thoughts or about so-and-so's channel, or advice about, you know, what can I do, or what's wrong, or, you know, how to start one or whatever. And those are some basic advice things that I have for you. The best advice is don't copy anybody else, because just be you. Be you. If you can't be you, don't try to be somebody else. That is the worst way to go. That's gonna blow up in your face. If it doesn't immediately blow up in your face, it's eventually gonna blow up in your face, and it's just not gonna work. People want to see genuine you, and you know, everybody's different, and it might take you a while to find or amass your crew, the people that, you know, are like you and attract you, but at least you're being you. And you know they're there because you're you, not because you're pretending to be someone else or mimicking someone else, or, you know, anything like that. You know, that's people pick up on that stuff, you know, when you're not being genuine, when you're not being real, when you're being fake or being trying to be someone else. They see that, and it won't work for you. If it does work for you, it won't work for long. Once they figure out that, you know, it was not what, you know, you weren't who they thought you were. So just be you. Find you. And if you don't know who you are, you know, do some soul searching, some reflecting, and what do you like, and go with that. What do you like, and go with it. Even if you know, if you do a whip and chat and you're talking like I am now, I feel like a freaking idiot. I feel like, this isn't going to go well. Sorry in advance, everybody. Who knows? Maybe this will be the best whip and chat I ever did. You don't know. And I'm going to put it up anyway, because this is me. This is me. These are my thoughts, and take it or leave it. You know, some people are going to take it, some people are going to leave it, and that's got to be fine, because that's life. You know, you can't make everybody happy. You know, all I can do is be myself, and if you relate to me, then here you are, and hi, how you doing? Thank you for hanging out with me. And if you don't relate to me, you're not here for me to say, yeah, sorry, see ya. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. So, well, I'm about done with the section, and I am certainly done with way over time. Woo, buddy. But yeah, here was a whip and chat. I kind of talked about a little bit of something. I don't know what I talked about. Stuff and things. I was just sleep rambling, killing time, working on a section, trying to get this put together. But now it's time for me to go. I think I need to take a break and go kill some zombies instead of diamond paint some zombies. So yeah, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Did I say anything that resonated with you? Other creators, do you feel the same way I do? Do you feel different than I do? Which kind of creator are you? And viewers, I'm curious from you, did I say anything that hit the nail on the head for you guys? Are you someone who prefers more polished content, more aesthetically pleasing stuff, things like that, more personality and whatever? Or do you like the raw, unedited, bring it, you know, whether you have personality or not, just show me the raw stuff. Don't make it look pretty. Don't make it sound pretty. You know, do you care what us creators are working on? What canvases? Do you care about the art, or are you here for the person? Or is it a mix of the two? I want to know all those things down in the comments below. And with that, we're done. And until next time, stay naughty.